The show is called SUPERFAN, and if you aren't already a super fan of Keltie Knight, you're going to be after this. Welcome, Keltie, to the KJ Today Show, your place for the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. Hi, Keltie. How are you doing this morning?
I'm so good. How are you?
Well, I am really excited to be talking with you. There's so many things that I want to talk to you about. You're an inspiration to me as a woman in broadcasting and journalism, and now you've created your own shows. Let's start with that topic. SUPERFAN is not only a show that is blowing up and getting a huge buzz, and you're not just the host, but you're the mastermind of this show, correct?
Yes, I'm co-creator. I created it with my partner, Jody, and executive producing and hosting. And thank you for your kind words, KJ. That's so sweet of you. And it really is. People don't understand how difficult it is as a woman to get even to host a primetime show. So, when no one wanted to host me or to have me host their show, I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to create my own show, and then I'll hire myself to host it, which is exactly what I did. So it's very exciting.
and can I thank you for creating a show, for people like me who doesn't have singing talent, dancing talent,
Thank you.
throwing things through a fiery loop. Like, this is a show just about getting to have your fan moment, right?
Exactly. And I just looked around and I was like, every primetime competition show, you have to be like a supremely talented person to win. I was like, what about the people that their talent is just literally getting their Eras Tour costume and sparkly boots ready for Taylor Swift or Beyonce? Like, that is a talent. Being a fan is a full-time job, and these super fans are incredible, and they're the lifeblood of what keeps concerts and music so special. And so we searched the country for 5 of the biggest super fans of each of these artists. We have Pitbull coming up, Kelsea Ballerini's coming up. We already had Shania Twain, Gloria Estefan, Little Big Town, LL Cool J. And so these fans compete through, a bunch of different game show challenges. And I'm a nice person, but the gameplay, the challenges are very difficult, and it is cutthroat. And by the end of the show, we name the number 1 fan. America votes. We get to see a performance from the artist, and they win this like once in a lifetime prize pack. It's an amazing night.
And do the artists themselves, they're creating these prize packs, right? Like, they're like, this is what I want to do for my super fan who wins.
Exactly. So we just had like Gloria Estefan on, and her prize pack, she was like, okay, you can have the congas from the conga music video, and then, which is insane. And then she was like, I'm going to fly you to Miami, and you can stay at my hotel. And then on Saturday night, you can come to my house, and I'm going to cook you dinner, and me and Emilio will host you for dinner. Like, that's a crazy prize that you can't win. It's not just a VIP package. It's so special. And so it's just really a once in a lifetime opportunity. And these fans prove themselves that they are deserving. It's just so fun to watch because you can't decide what you love more when you're watching it. The fan stories of like the hardships and what they've overcome, and like they're just life stories, are amazing, and you fall in love with the fans. But then watching someone like Shania Twain or Pitbull be absolutely like jaw on the floor by this adoration, because they never get that close to the fans for this extended period of time. And so to watch them be like, how did you know that song? I didn't even know that song. Or how did you know that image when I didn't even know that image, is amazing.
Keltie, is there someone in particular, if the roles were reversed and you were a contestant on SUPERFAN, who would be that that celebrity?
To be honest with you, I could have won the Shania Twain episode of SUPERFAN that we had. And if you go back, you can watch it on demand and on Paramount Plus. It's already aired on CBS. But if you go and watch it, you will notice that my voice is like 5 octaves higher than my normal speaking voice, because I was so excited. Shania is my life. Like, creating the games and picking the images that the fans were going to have to guess and what songs we would hear during the show was like a dream come true for me. I was like, I'm in heaven. This is the best job ever. So I would have won her episode, but I wanted to host the show, so I couldn't compete, but I would have won for sure.
Oh, I love that. I it's so much fun to hear that. I think we all, working in the entertainment business like we do. It's like, I gotta be cool. I gotta be cool. I can't be the super fan.
I want everyone to have permission to just geek out over the things that we geek out of. Life is hard enough. You know, Earth is hard. Everything's crazy right now. It's like, let's sit down and enjoy ourselves 1 hour a week, Wednesday nights on CBS, and just like feel the good feelings and watch a fun game show and like, you know, it not be so stressful and so hard. And I just love that like Superfan gives people that option to just be like, my life's work is like nerding out over Pitbull. Like, I love it. Good for you. I'm happy for you. And now we celebrate you, you know?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Very similar, Keltie, with what we do with this show. And I also have a podcast called The Kind of Nerdy Girls, which I created out of, women have a right to geek out over Star Wars and Harry Potter and Marvel and all of those things that, the market was full of men doing it. And I was like, let's talk to the ladies, because I'm surrounded by geekdom in my studio right now. And I know you've got your podcast that's similar with the Lady Gang. How is that going for you? How is the podcasting world?
Lady Gang is amazing. Thank you for asking. And I love a nerdy girl. We just celebrated 200 million downloads of the show. We've been on the air for eight years now, which is so wild to me, but it's hugely successful and has been like such a pleasure to create and has opened so many doors. I think when I sat down with CBS and was pitching Superfan, had I not had a really successful podcast with like a large women demographic and been like, hey, here's how I produce this. I don't know that they would have trusted me as an executive producer and a creator. Everything's a step in your career. And so having Lady Gang be such a success, we had a TV show on E! For a while, having that, be a part of my backpack of skills, I think really made them believe in Superfan. And that's been amazing. And I love the Lady Gang. Actually, my co-host Jack is getting married next week in France. So this is like my last little bit of radio interviews and stuff before I go to France to celebrate her. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, how exciting. Oh my gosh. You gotta love a reason to go to France, especially for a wedding. How fun. Yeah. So when do you take a break, Keltie? We see you doing all the things, and I said I'm such a fan of yours and admire what you do. When are you relaxing?
I'm never relaxing, and I think that is like such a good question to ask someone, because I just want I want people to know, like, I'm not a well-rounded person. I don't have kids. I don't have a life. I don't really have a big social life. I don't go to the movie theater. Like, I'm a workaholic, and I just love my work. It's my passion. I'm like a super fan of creating things. That's like where I get my joy from.
Yes.
But I don't think that you can have it all. I don't think you can say, oh, I want to have a family and take my kids to soccer on Saturday, and also like create primetime television shows and host them. Like, maybe someone can. I could never. It's too much work. And so I'm pretty driven. I'm pretty focused. I think of myself like a little bit like an Olympic athlete, where I'm like, all right, it's my time to go. Like, one day I'll retire and then I'll live, I'll be a little more free. But right now I'm very focused. I'm up at 5 a.m. working on Superfan and up till 10 o'clock at night, making the shows sparkle before they go out to air,
Well, it's a beautiful message to share. Thank you, Keltie, because I think there is, especially with women, there's a huge expectation. And I, like you, I do not have kids. I've got 5 cats that you see all over my my Instagram, but it's very similar. Like the creation, the putting out something positive in the world. I think it's okay to say that's how I relax. That's what feeds my soul. So there's not a template that we need to be following, that we should be putting pressure on ourselves to follow some guidelines. Like, if it's what's feeding you in the morning at 5 a.m. to do is what you should be doing, right?
1,000%. And I think that it comes back, like, there's a bit of me that feels like I was meant to host and create a show like Superfan, because like music has been such a life force for me and something that I've just like loved my whole life. And I cut my teeth, you know, in my journalistic career, you know, doing the first interviews with Ed Sheeran, first interviews with Imagine Dragons in the United States, and like covering all these award shows and music shows. And so like, that's been my passion. Being on the red carpet with these musicians has been like such a joy in my life. And so to then turn it into Superfan, it's like, it makes perfect sense. And for me, you know, I have a dog, so I love this. So we have our fur babies, but like list making is my love language. And so when Superfan came about and we're like, okay, I need to look up all this trivia for these artists and, you know, look through all these tens of thousands of fan profiles for who's going to compete on Superfan. Like, I mean, that's a dream come true. I love to look at a list and highlight things. That's my favorite day. So it doesn't ever seem like work, you know?
I was sitting here with my planner making my list before we started talking, Keltie. It's like you're speaking my language. I want to talk to you all the time.
This is like we're meant to be. We're meant to be best friends. Are we super fans of each other?
I think we might be.
We are. I think we are.
And again, Superfan is on Wednesday nights, which I love it. That also happens to be, Keltie, the night that we go live on my YouTube channel, which is the same thing. Like, let's spend an hour together talking about the positive stuff that's going on in pop culture and pets and playing some games and just having fun. So it's like they can go right from my show to your show, and we're all just putting that good vibe out in the world.
I love it so much. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. And I would love it if you would share a little bit. You've got so many passions. I think what has been great over the years with you is that we see you working hard, and you also put your work into a lot of good causes. So I want to, take a moment and talk about some of the stuff that you've done, like the Trevor Project. And is there anything right now that, that is near and dear to your heart that you would like to, take a moment to share with us, and how we can help?
Thank you so much for asking. For me right now, to me, mental health is something. I have a mentally ill family member, and so I'm always just looking for ways to help people that are struggling with mental illness. And one of the things that we at the Lady Gang did this fall is that we worked with a company called Bagalini, and they make amazing like work bags, which seems so stupid, but we have so many teachers listening, and teachers, my mom is a teacher. Teachers are just like the lifeblood of Earth and are so important and so underpaid. And so we did a huge giveaway and really outfitted, thousands of teachers for their new school season. And I think the easiest way people can give back this fall, going back to school session, is looking for teachers in their area that are asking them to clear their list. Clear their list is so easy. Teachers make an Amazon wish list for things that they need in their classroom that the schools are not providing. And you can literally go on your Amazon account, order, it instantly gets delivered to them. It's charged to your account. And you can just help some of these underserved schools really have the supplies they need for a great school year. So that's one of the things that's been really on my mind lately, especially as we head back to school.
Thank you, Keltie. We have several school teachers in our Kind of Dirty Girls group. So I appreciate you shining light on that, because they put so much passion into what they do, and simple things that we can help out with, like clearing those lists, getting them pencils and markers and stickers and things that are going to help them help kids. It's such an easy thing for us to do, and almost so easy that we forget that, hey, maybe today I could just go check something off that list.
Exactly. I love it.
Keltie, again, tomorrow night is the next new episode, and it's Pitbull.
Oh my God, it is so good. He's so sexy. He's so fun. His music is infectious. He brings his backup dancers with him. The fans definitely have a spice to them. They're so special. It is, I hate to say it to Shania Twain, but it might be my favorite episode of SUPERFAN this whole season. I know. Don't tell Shania I said that.
We will never speak of this to Shania.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keltie. We will be watching Superfan. And as a super fan of yours, you are welcome back on the KJ Today Show anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for another celebrity interview. Of course, the KJ Today Show isn't just about talking to celebs, it's about hanging out with you. Join us live on Wednesday nights for pop culture, people to know, and pets. The KJ Today Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch live Wednesday nights at 7.